Now to a meeting 30 years in the making. A southern Indiana man who was adopted as a newborn has spent decades looking for his birth mother. We first talked to him in June, just before a new Indiana law took effect, opening more than 50 years of adoption records. Well, tonight RTV6's Nicole Griffin is learning how our story caught the attention of his biological family, allowing him to spend his first Christmas with his birth mother.
Just had an empty thing there. I just needed to know, where I came from.
Nick Schneider grew up in Tell City in southern Indiana. He remembers finding out he was adopted when he was just 12 years old. After his mother passed away 30 years ago, he started searching for his biological family.
I was a journalist for a lot of years, and I've done these stories in the past, and I always wondered, man, I wish it was me, being written about it.
We first met Nick over the summer when we interviewed him about a new adoptions law taking place here in Indiana. It was that night when our story aired that we showed a picture of his late grandfather, and then a family member reached out to him.
I get a phone call, and it's a long distance number, and I don't normally answer those if I don't know who it is.
And when he answered the phone, I just said, "This is your mother. You found me."
Shirley Williams was raised in Princeton, Indiana. She got pregnant in 1953 when she was 17 years old and a senior in high school.
I really didn't decide to give him up. It was decided for me. In those days, girls didn't keep their babies.
She remembers being sent away to a home for unwed mothers.
Never spoke of the matter from the time I left there. Ever. It was a closed subject. So I carried that with me in my heart for 65 years.
Years later, Shirley went on to eventually get married and had 4 children.
But they weren't my boy, So it's just a real blessing for this to have happened.
Shirley now lives in Seattle, but she's here in Indiana, spending her first Christmas with her first child.
Such a blessing. I can't explain it beyond words, and I've made my living all my life by doing words, and it's kind of crazy.
Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Very candid as she spoke to us there. Shirley and Nick met for the very first time in September, and after that meeting, Nick received his birth certificate in the mail. That was a result of the law that took effect in July of first unsealing adoption records from 1941 to 1993. His birth certificate confirmed that she is his birth mother.